Alright, what's up guys, this is Anime Insight here. I'm going to go over the 3 worst anime slash animation to movie adaptation of all time. So number 3 is going to be with Death Note, an American, I guess, version of it. And 3 reasons why. They made a lot of changes, especially in regards of Light Yagami or Kira, his 2 personas. They got it right in kind of sense of him changing, but it kind of turned for all the wrong reasons. As in the anime, he's doing it for his own sense of justice, while in the movie, he's kind of just doing it to impress a girl, basically. And that doesn't make sense. Like, especially if you watch the anime and you're a longtime fan of Death Note, you know that he kind of had a simplistic justice mind of if all criminals are gone, that will make the world a better place. As in the movie, it just seems like he was doing it for the girl. Number 2, it seems like a lot of Yagami's or Light's life were kind of skimmed through, or kind of just rushed through, in a sense of him from being some normal high school students to just straight off being into Kira mode, or straight off killing people. And yeah, which didn't really sit too well with me in that sense. But yeah, and then another one that I found here, or the last reason why, is they pushed it to make it a more Western culture film than how the anime was. Origin was, Japanese culture in that sense, which is all right, but it still didn't utilize it in a good sense. And they kind of just dumbed down the character, and in a sense, and in regards to the story, and all of that, was okay. It was way better than the other ones that are on the list, but still didn't really sit too well with me. And that is number 3. Number 2 is going to be The Last Airbender, which is based off of the hit TV show or the animation of Avatar. And 3 reasons why. The acting, number 3, was the acting from the cast compared to the anime, where you can actually feel some sort of emotion in the anime. You kind of just don't feel anything for the actors. It kind of just feels like they're just going through the motions. And I know that they're kids playing it, but still didn't really hit there for me. It was kind of really disappointing. And it was a big budget film by a good director that kind of sunk hill for a lot of people. And yeah, and with the comparison between the anime, or the animation, I apologize, is that I know that the movie was, compiled about an hour and 30 minutes, or hour 30 to 2 hour movie, and the animation had series long. Still though, you could have took the best parts and put it in the in the movie, but no, they didn't. And there was a lot of controversial things that I don't really care too much, but it does make a big difference. So first off, in the animation, you see that Sokka and Katara, they're of Inuit descent, and basically everyone around them is about the same, and based off of Eskimo history. As in the movie, this doesn't really bother me too much, but it is noticeable. They're basically as pale as the Night King from Game of Thrones, and I do not get the logic behind it. And they also ruined a lot of things with regards to Sokka characters, from making him a funny character in the show, for having a lot of joys and laughs, to making him a complete dick, or just making him an angry fool. That's number 3 for me. Number two, they took a lot of great things in the animation that was really great and made it horrible. Like, one is they didn't go enough detail in Aang's backstory, or Ung. I don't know why they say Ung, but Aang's backstory, in a sense that he just was afraid and he kind of just chopped in there. While it is in the animation, it kind of shows that he went through finding out that he was being the Avatar and couldn't handle the pressure and ran away. So they kind of just skipped that part, and that kind of touched some edges as well. But, what can you do? And then the next part was when they had the Earth Camp prison in the movie compared against the animation, which was a really disappointment. Because how they made it in the animation, you could actually feel like, these people have something to lose if they try to fight back against the Fire Nation, as if in the movie they were all surrounded by their element, Mother Nature or Earth. And I was like, what is going on? I do not know. Because in the animation, they were basically on a still ship surrounded by water with basically no Earth around, besides I think it was coal, if I remember correctly. And that is kind of heavy because you're in the middle of the sea, you're an earthbender, you basically have nothing to bend with. As if the camp in the movie was basically, hey, we have Earth all around us, what the fuck are we doing? But yeah, that's just kind of, another thing that I wanted to put in there, why this movie sucked. But, well, as an animation to live adaptation movie, whatever, crap. And the last reason, kind of, how I said it before, they basically changed his name from Aang to Ung. I think that was one of the most irritating things I kept hearing the whole time while watching this movie. Basically cringing after every Ung. I'm not too sure on myself how it's actually pronounced, but if the anime or if the animation went with Aang, I think they should have just kept it as Aang. But yeah, that's number 2, and here we go to number 1. Dragon Ball Evolution is number 1. No surprise there from anybody. And 3 reasons why. 3, of course, he took an iconic character like Piccolo-san and made him a power and hunger, made him hate everything instead. And yeah, basically made him like a, something out of a horror movie. But it didn't take his part in the anime in regards of he had frustrations and resentments toward Goku and the Z Fighters for reasons that were valid compared to the movie, just making him wanted to kill everything. But that's number 3. And number 2, it pays really a disrespectful sense to Son Goku in regards of making him a whiny crybaby high schooler. Made him look like he just wanted to beat up bullies and get the girl, and kind of a Western film kind of flick. It was depressing. It looked like he was I don't even know how to describe it. Stupid. And they made the whole 4-star Dragon Ball a commodity, basically, in the movie. They kind of, when his grandpa passed away, he basically just said, hey, you know what? Here, have this 4-star Dragon Ball, and go find the rest of the Dragon Balls and find out what you can do with them. Yeah, and that's kind of depressing. Number 1, I another iconic thing they kind of fucked up and messed up and really, really grinded my gears. What made me so mad was in his anime counterpart, he basically was doing the Kamehameha like about, let's say, like 8 to 12 years old in that respect. In this one, it took him about his 18 year, I guess, whatever the age he is in the stupid movie, made him do some like airbending kind of crap, and then try to do the Kamehameha, but he still couldn't be able to do it. And yeah, so these are the worst anime / animation to movie adaptation that I have watched so far. And I wouldn't recommend any of these movies to anyone. Maybe Death Note because it was like subpar, but that's about it. Like nothing here I would kind of recommend to anybody. But yeah, if you disagree with me, comment below. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, thank you for joining me here today, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.